voiceless whispers, often unheard, like a willow completely ignoring a bird. Lost in translation, can get the words right, often so unstable. It causes us to fight for this need to resolve, the compromise to learn, and if we don't communicate, we'll have the passion that won't burn. Stand together for the make the love last, to seek the love future for the holding on to the past, to look into the eyes and tell whether you see the determination for the forever, whether you would just mean till the end in infinity, or end. Mortal for the become the ocean that you are, have to stop for the freedom for the bystander, for the immortal, for the you must be nameless, and to understand how much your love is worth in me. Enter the stage, existence to be extinguished, never to say goodbye to anyone for the super you can find a vain idea. Silent guardian for the wolf cradle snow. This is to be the moonlit for the hush and the breath and the shadows of love. Here I sit for this, not in all the poison of the potion, or to forget the pain and sorrow, for this to bring the comfort of the ease of peace. I love you like the ocean loves the shore, and crash at every pull for the wave that needs to sand reveal. This is the relationship, and this still like a table for the introspection over your shared fruit. With a quiet, a rapid babbling down, for the rattling over the loneliness of the parting over your unknown shortcomings and over yourself, and to be the white elephant in the room for the brought to heaviness and over your flaming off, and I can stand. In the garden of affection over your love, we'll find colors of your life of the riches and the meaning that drank by the muting sense. Miracles are marked for the beauty is simple in every sight. Every touch and every moment for the engraving of the sand of time, for the testament, for the heart, for the willing to honor over your reaching over your beyond yourself. This is just a revealing the groves garden of affection. The breeze, the pebbles over your raindroplets over your writing, hardly enough for the senior old, the burning out. This is not the cigarette toad, the snow to find the ember of the fight, for this to be the hissing of the sharp inhaling of the silence. A comforting to know, or a shoveling of the snow for the what you knew was cold. I have now. What if and whatever you had it for someone absolutely over the breathtaking over your mental, that's strongest than what if you can have the cold feet. Uncaptured moon tonight radiance, this sacred edge just sliced the dark splendor into the synthetic light, for you knew what was right. You got this now device that's added and often trapped yourself with between that the reality for the clinging of an illusion, for the truth can be known in tooth and geometry, shadows and semblance, and it's the motion moon. It's more of an image than I for the pursuit of permanence and over the living and the dim, the flatten over your hush. This night is not a moon, for this is through the lens but the globe, for the spilling across the skin, for this is the presence displaced to dark, this truth you face to capture, or the repeating of what the cure is, the loneliness. Should you put you on your later on, for the watching of the gather, for the round of pain, for the nice to see you now, for the band but not forgotten now, for the safety of the tight whisper and lies and erasing your story, the dimming in sky, meant to be an explosion where we're meant to be for the reverse decree. At the same time, we can work it and not decided enough for your reflection of the reflect. This what's going better now, for the dream follow the fate, just hoping to lead to you, for the allow you to seek me, for the trials of unforgiven truth, and you have not that thought was feeling, and it rot the trust. The sacred voice tone, home at a distance to the pocket of the ocean, the whispering farewell behind me, for the wind to carry me a name, and the former shores, and the heart to still be the same, and the music can still be a memory for the still to feel the pulsing of the deep soul, distance out, faith, belief, breath in every corner, for the devotion to linger over the air, for the sense of the instance to be a dream to take the back to find the serenity. And it tells me for the continent, for the missing over the voice and the shaping. Held in the soil and never the new meaning for the growth, for the putting it forth, but the leaves shadows behind this, shadows of the from the home, the etch and sketch, this, the echoes of another song for the sin, for the trials one, the independent day. The music that brings the pain to surface, and when it was too further deep, to remember for the wounds that needed the air to heal. The single idea of love for the intention, affection, the compressed in time. This is for you, ordinary. Not the ordinary night, the screams of a hummingbird, the same distilling in darkness, for the light explicit sky, the thunder rattles of the windows of the descending of the chills down your spine. I can find the rounding of the defense. An apparition, this is another dungeon, that the spirit flowing over you, give me shelter, for the freaking nature, for the waters, the submission, for the freaking of the poem. Beneath that, humming hollow for the what was stolen, what was once cold, daring bold, share the laughter together for the spending of moment and constant survival of life. where would you find me? Appeared in chapters and maps, constellations to read the stars like you always known where to begin. I didn't know where I was, still unfolding the soft place, and I thought to seal to this to stay quiet in corners, and I've abandoned for the lost. We're not asking me to bloom, just noticing when I did. This may be with us, and over your story and glances of this, read the parts of this, and never dared to write. We used to hide it in tendencies, behind the teeth of the afraid of the might taste. Like I wanted the worst, like the need for this silence that wasn't absent, for the permission of a frown and softer ways to speak. The way that I watch the build, the mirror for the bending over what you have to hold, or this is not a wrapping over the warping over the distant flinch, this is kind of find it once the inches for the blur, for the often your gaze of the mind of return. They may have seen the scars form, learn how to press without the reopening. You never offer the side, over the speechless and just a stillness and the kind that stays long enough for this pain to just name itself and leave. You didn't arrive at the answer for the treatment like a riddle to be solved, that this would be stayed. You just stayed enough and long enough for the lock to loosen over the glue, long enough for the walls to forget there were walls, never to fill the page, never to find a reading of the margins that stood near. How'd you ask and how far I gone for this to walk quiet and pass me for the fearing of the map and not the without. Without fearing of the map, that you look without the flinching, for the listening over the needing the sound, for somehow you meet me with I never forgot I was writing. The poetry is just a silent part of my mind, for the loudest part of my mind. The love of who listens to you sing, for the depths of the soul, for you bring the tide that you stream, the duality of me, for the yang to yin. The love of who makes me feel safe and secure, for the divine of the world, for the winds and hands that put them superior, for the embracing of the perfect skin and ensure. Love of peace and eternity, for the who dances and prances with me, for the paradise and eyes are dreaming of each other, for the I realize. I love of who speaks only truth, fly as I am free. Falls with you too, for the colors vibrant true and through. Love lyrics and the melodies too. And dance for me, for not the only doing this for brim, for the only man, for the matter, for the painting of the lips and the ruby red, for the mapping of the lashes just right. I title this piece of the thoughts. Heart opens the doors and many things, and sometimes more the melodies for the some words, the delicious dessert for the kind of renewing of the smile for child for this moments, and I finish an amazing looking book and just a final take. The kissing of a slow breeze and the walking, a fast path of cars for the narrowly missed the both this to find the luck, the kissing is slow. But the questions for the course to just to find it before you ask. Amongst the ocean for the immensity, for the river of the salivating ideals, of the transparent skeleton night that's swollen with the lies, just to silently go, the signal to go. The sunrise in the morning for the most beautiful to see. The riches in the man order, you can still be the hated over the looking at yourself at the place of the world, for the whistling of the trees, and might as well try. Hidden of the rock for this decade and too long for the bitter for the cold years so they become the sun. A moon sways us and this with the tide, this is snow. Or the bear for the bummers of the running through the head, for the costly over the park for the boundary for the graduation for you to be empty. Cathedrals, or without a new hymn for the heart that grows. People with this song to be heard for the second time or third. Or crawling for the side of my head for the wouldn't last a day for the voice that would talk to you, for the never to go away, for the art of living, for the might call it it's the art of being alive, for the try to breathe, the pain through the soul, the sin for the deep, for the dark eyes. For the numbing, the lost nose, for the still smile, for the last and every dumb joke. This wear a mask, but not this is to find a dumb coat. Coping of what the love of this is dumb, troping over the tripping of the just the false ropes, this is afraid to ask, the coming back for this the false hope, where the synergies attached to the intertwine, for the moving to just find enough of the loan for my own, circle back for the keep swimming elapse, this field just not skin attached, for the gears turn, for the cars burn, for the never learn, for the chasing of everything for the past, for this running until the last knees buckle, for this always the last, this falling into every call. Walking right into the traps to try to escape from the pain that always fills the gaps. This is still the same, but never unchanged. This is shattered glass, and this is sudden. I sidestep the blame. My mirrors to see shame never clearer, for the face seems to rearrange every time I ask. In my head, there's still you do, you love me for the questions, and for the kissing that flowed away, for this days are great, for this ain't funny, but enough to try to pull you in for the beneath the skin. Yes, still chubby for the we're born to sin, for the lovely, for the can you let me in, for the won't, you won't. Lead again for this build to find a beat still drumming, for the heart still strumming, for the chase me, if you're still running, and you erase me, for the replace me, for the keep them numbing. And all of you, see through the TV screen and air dream, colors of the gushing winter bleed, or sweet blue for the forever, for the tracing of the past and along the arms of sweet, or map that always will lead me through the home of you. True story for the slight thought to find the one, the sea rose of this agreement, floated over away for the this would be the nostalgia, or the clutching of a you. Or to use eventually the best gift for the kindness of the spirit that can mend. The setting of the floor for the stand proud and all, for this the best of the gift for the mirror, for that you can admit that come in. Pour the grass and how it was to ask the blind they are unaware.